Yeah, the auto.
Oh.
Sheriff,
Right,
good
oh,
to see you.
right.
Nice to
You
you,
said
sir. The Onekama. Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. I have pleasure to lead this, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, everybody's here. No one is absent. Public comment. Kim?
Yes, sir. Am I the only one?
No, but I just called on you. Say you're number one.
It's not number one, but thank you for what you do. I just stopped up to say hi, introduce myself. Most of you probably do not know who I am. I'm Kim Cole. I'm currently the sheriff down in Mason County. Been with the sheriff's office for 41 years. I'm in my fourth term as sheriff, but I'm here today to say hi and introduce myself as a candidate for the Michigan State Senate. Bumstead will be termed out at the end of this year, and I decided to step up and try to run a little bit about who I am. I'm a fifth generation Mason County resident. My great grandfather, Henry Cole, served in the Michigan Regiment for the Union Army during the Civil War, and following his service, he walked the shores of Lake Michigan and settled in Summit Township, south of Ludington, which if you're familiar with our area, where the pump storage plant is, that was a family farm. He was a fruit farmer for many years, longtime public servant. He was a county commissioner. He was a township supervisor. He even did two-year terms as the county sheriff from 1899 to 1903. I'm a Ludington High School grad, West Shore Community College grad. I married a girl I met in high school. We've been married 38 years. I have two adult children, Drew and Casey. I have three grandchildren. Reagan will be 4 in June, Kennedy will be 2 in September, and March 27th, I had my first grandson, Lincoln. So yes, I have a Reagan, Kennedy, and Lincoln for grandkids. So I'm incredibly blessed. A little bit about my service as sheriff. In 2017, I was the West Shore Community College Alumni of the Year. 2020, I was honored to receive the Richard H. Austin Lifetime Commitment to Traffic Safety Award. 2021, I was chosen as the Michigan Sheriff of the Year. 5 sheriffs nominated me for that award. That had never happened before, where they had 5 sheriffs nominate another sheriff. So 2022, I was the president of the Michigan Sheriff's Association. 2023, I was asked to serve on the National Sheriff's Association's Board of Directors, being the voice of Michigan's 83 sheriffs on a national level, and I still hold that position today. On the national level, I serve on the Border Security Committee and Traffic Safety Committee for the national sheriffs. Locally, I serve on the Mason Oceana 911 Board, the Mason County Historical Society Board of Directors. I'm on the Lakeshore Children's Advocacy Center Board, Leeward Drug Coalition Board. I'm on the Medical Control Board for Mason County, the Child Death Review Team for Mason County. And I share that only with you, not because I'm a super good guy, because I'm really not, but on these boards, you have to have some very hard conversations. And I'm not afraid to have hard conversations with folks. It's tough when you gotta sit in a room with someone and explain to them the death of their child. I don't think it gets any tougher than that. So I initially said no to this opportunity to run, but in 2024, as a sheriff, serving on the Michigan Sheriff's Legislative Committee, the state of Michigan chose to cut $300 million out of school safety. That money had already been approved. It's out of $324 million. They took $300 million away from our school kids. That eliminated school resource officers, mental health counseling for kids, and not one politician in Lansing chose to talk to a sheriff, a school official, a mental health counselor, or anything. They took the money, and that's not acceptable. So we need people in Lansing that are willing to come back and listen and actually talk to the people that know, the boots on the ground, and that's what I'm willing to do. So I'm just here to say hi. I apologize. I got a hold of your supervisor yesterday while I was texting you while I was at his commission meeting. So I was kind of a little dirty there, but anyway, when he told me it was today at 4, I actually got a 5 o'clock commitment in Ludington. But when I asked him, I said, hey man, can I just be 15 minutes late for my event back in Ludington? And they said, for sure. So
You'll make it.
I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah, you just go a little fast.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't just say that out loud.
Driving that 2017 Jeep Wrangler, I'm not going fast.
You're just going with the flow.
And anyway, I just wanted to come up and say hi, and I look forward to representing all of you folks in Lansing in 2026. So
Appreciate that. Anybody want to ask real quick?
anybody have a question for me?
Other than the issue you mentioned, which sounds very, very important, what other issues would be your priorities?
Yeah, so affordability, accountability in Lansing, you know, my son makes $23 an hour. He lives in Spring Lake, he works in Grand Rapids, he drives 35 miles one way to work. And 3 years ago, $23 an hour wasn't a bad wage.
Mhm.
But when gas is $4 a gallon, it's a struggle, right? And he lives in a 2-bedroom apartment, in Spring Lake. He was paying 3 years ago, $1,100 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. That's went up to $1,800. So we gotta figure out a way to put money back into the pockets of our folks that work here. And you're not gonna do that by paying everybody $35 an hour because the price of everything else goes up with it. So we gotta figure this out. We gotta have some tough conversations, but we need affordability and accountability in Lansing.
Agreed.
Okay, thanks, Kim.
All right, thank you guys.
Safe trip back.
I'm sorry I got a bull, but I promise you I will be back up here.
You'll be up here, you'll be walking in a parade, man.
I will be, yeah. I will be. All
Okay,
right, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
anyone else for public
I
comment?
got a couple things. First, I'd like to thank the clerk for making the packet available on the before the meeting. That's really, really helpful.
Okay.
Informative.
Thank you.
I wanted to bring back to your attention the fence, that snow fence that had been around the unpermitted demolition of the casino. That's all fallen down again, so it's summer.
Oh, of course, I'm sorry, I'm thinking over here, what fence you talking about? The casino at Porch Point Inn. I was thinking the casino down here.
The no longer existent casino.
There you go, thank you.
And I mean, I don't know what's holding that rotting wood up, but there's a drop off.
Okay.
It's like a stairway that just goes down
In
in
the
their
basement.
Well, it's like an accident waiting to happen. So maybe when the fence guy comes for the vote, he can take a look at that.
I'll call Jody tomorrow and see what should be done there, because that's probably under something under plant wall under planning, no.
The other issue I wanted to bring up is also related to zoning. And just to get to the point, in regards to Hanford construction. What I would ask the board to do is to make a request to the zoning board of appeals so that they could make a determination whether or not it's the zoning ordinance permits the attachment of a pole barn to a dwelling. And I would say if it does, okay, fine. If it doesn't, I would think Mr. Hanford would need an after the fact variance. If it is permitted, I would suggest that we change our zoning ordinance so that it is not, just in general.
Okay, so I can answer maybe, but as far as I know, breezeway between the two is allowed now. I could be wrong, but we'll run it by Jody. I'll let her answer.
yeah.
I'll let her look it up.
There's some specific language in the zoning ordinance where, the attached structure has to meet all of the standards for a dwelling, which a pole barn does not.
Okay, I'll ask her, sure, no problem.
Well, I
Anything
think,
else?
again, well, you'll see, but I think it's something that zoning board of appeals should take a look at.
I'll run it by her first and then see what she comes up with, sure, thank you, anybody else? Going.
Hang on, anybody online like to make a comment?
No? Okay, now, moving on, approval of agenda, anybody have anything they wanted to add other than what's on the agenda?
Yes, you do.
Need to add, approval of the Laserfish purchase.
Under new business or old business? Okay, unfinished business, how about that? Okay, anything else?
And these are both the ladyfish.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, done? Well, thank you. About minutes? Approval for the regular board meeting minutes of March 18th. Anybody have a motion, changes, corrections, additions, errors?
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting on March 18th, 2026.
Motion made second.
I wasn't there, so I prefer none.
Second by Ed. Okay, any discussion? None being heard, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, that's carried. How about the approval of the special meeting, board meeting minutes of March 25th, 2026?
I would move to approve those minutes.
Okay, is there a second? Second, any discussion? None being heard, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Mr. Dance, welcome.
Howdy,
Busy day.
Barry. I'll give you a quick recap of yesterday's board meeting. Rachel Nelson, the county treasurer, came before us with the quarterly financial report. Nothing riveting there. She did also mention though that there were 20 parcels that are going into tax foreclosure. 7 of those parcels were vacant and landlocked. 2 are actual PREs and from one individual. So it's she has always, the treasurers reach out and try to make sure if it's a PRE that it's, you know, she does with that, anything was foreclosure, but that number of parcels is up significantly, but 20 out of how many thousand is not a high number by any stretch, but it is up from the past few years. We authorized some ballot proposals. Dial-A-Ride is up for 1 vote, a renewal plus a $0.25 increase. So I suspect you'll be getting some info in regard to that and watch your local paper. Council on Aging is up for renewal. And also the library is up for a $1 renewal. Equalization report, I need to get a little bit deeper into the weeds. I need to find out, I'm sure there's gonna be a Headley rollback. Our actual taxable value increased 5.41%. The annual for the state was 2.7. So there's no question there's gonna be a rollback of some sort. I just don't know that number as we are here today. And they also, board authorized me to sign the L4037s that will be going out. That was done immediately following the meeting. Kevin Hughes from District 10, not Onekama Kevin Hughes, came before us and gave us his annual report. They are down 40 positions from the prior year. Their funding was hard to come, but it finally has come back and has came back in full measure. But mentioning that, I also need to mention that he says their funding has been flat for the last 4 years. So that's kind of what they've been dealing with, but they are down 40 positions from where they were. Mark Sandstead came before us for the Dune Amphitheater. It's about a $4.5 million build out, and we gave them a letter of support also. He was before city council last night informing them of the process that they're going through to keep them updated. But that's a $4.5 million build out. And then hopefully we're trying to get some earmark funding for bathroom facilities there as well at First Street Beach.
That's gonna be at the beach.
Yes.
First Street?
Yes. Between the lower level little parking and the upper where the Rotary parking is. Did I
Kind of by
describe that
Rocket.
well?
Talking down low where the boat launch is?
No.
Between the piers.
Yeah,
Oh,
between the stub pier
Yeah.
and the south pier
okay.
is probably as good a way to describe it as any. But the concepts are, I don't want to say you hardly know it's there because you wonder, why would you spend $4.5 million and not know it's there? But it's a unique design. It's facing the lake. So that will shelter, and it's a concrete pour. It is not something where it's gonna be block work or stick built. It'll obviously catch a little bit of sand in the wintertime or any time of the year as far as that goes, but it's a unique build. Looking forward to seeing that. He is well on his way to getting it funded. Very, very
lake.
Yes. So the sound is not gonna be going up into the neighborhoods if you have neighbors who are not in favor of listening to music, which,
How big is that? I mean,
seating is 2,000.
it'll be open on this end? What
It'll be
happens?
open on the lake end.
So when they have a concert at night and all the sun is really bright on the,
It'll be into the band's eyes, not the audience.
Sunglasses.
okay, they wear sunglasses
Anyway,
anyways.
there you go.
Okay, well,
Parkinson's Awareness Month is something we do annually. We signed that passed that resolution. The jail, the sheriff has had to make some changes with the medical delivery process there is what I'll refer to it as, and we had to make some fast moving adjustments, and we have, it's called, Advanced Correctional Healthcare. So we've given him the blessing to do what he needs to do to make sure he has ongoing professional medical assistance in the jail, starting April 28th through September 30th, then we'll get back into our budget, our fiscal budget year. We did update and pass the ORV ordinance again for countywide ORV ordinance. I don't know if I mentioned it here or not, but Allen Edwin Homes is prospective building 101 units across from the jail down there.
Right?
Yes, 101 units. It's I want to say somewhere around $27 million build out. We have a substantial brownfield TIF involved in that. The county brownfield will be receiving around $2 million over the 30-year course of that. Originally, that projection was for the final 5 years of the TIF that would go to the Brownfield Authority, but it is not. We are going to start receiving at year 10, and then every 5 years after that, we will get a hit. So it gives us a little bit of money to reinvest in the things that the Brownfield can reinvest in. So
Is that for sure gonna go through? I mean,
as I always like to say, Dave, it's nothing but a good rumor till I see construction.
okay.
Where's it at? Cross.
From the hospital.
Right across from the jail. It's more across from the jail than it is the
Okay,
hospital.
kitty corner this one.
To the north?
Yes.
Yes.
Houses there, did he say what
Is that the
size?
Wiley property?
It probably was, or maybe is, I'd have to look to see who actually owns it. It probably doesn't have that actual name on it, but they might be part of the investment group. Then you get into yesterday and today.
Oh, wait, house size, no idea what they said they're doing like 1,400 square foot, or no, you don't know?
It's a wide variety. Some
Oh, okay.
duplexes, some single families, some rental, some for sale. It's a absolute menagerie of different things, even one 5-bedroom home, that's kind of unusual,
Yeah.
especially in a large development like that. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully it goes. There's other news on the housing front that I can't share with you as of yet. But again, the big story today is High Bridge is closed between Brethren and Wellston. So from Chicago Drive or Avenue, I guess we call it.
Chicago Avenue.
Yeah, to River Road. River Road, we just closed today. MDOT suggested because of how Bear Creek is hitting the bridge, it's hitting the bottom of the structure. And until that water subsides enough to where it is no longer at that, MDOT recommended us closing that. So that happened freshly this afternoon. We had I guess I'll refer to it as a landslide off of 21st Street that was covering the rail grade down and that's right on the line between Manistee and Filer Township. So I actually went and took some pictures of that. I'd like to have gone way down to the rail, but I sure the heck wasn't gonna go down that one, especially with the ticks out and not having the right foot gear on. But at any rate, that was something to see. Pretty substantial slide. Price Road, the road commission, I suspect will have that back up by the end of the day today. Back to High Bridge, no damage we don't know. We suspect the bridge is probably gonna be fine, but the road, I just came from there. I'll refer to it as sloughing to both sides of the road, and it's gonna possibly need to be rebuilt. This is not gonna be any quick little fix. This is gonna be a substantial hit financially. 13 Mile this afternoon, we closed, and I think it's between Big Four and Healy Lake. And water was flowing over the road there as well. I just saw coming down here, Millark has got a slough on the east side. So that is a one-laner. That one really surprised me. Been in the loop a lot. We had our standard 911 meeting today. regular board meeting. I'm on that board. I asked the sheriff to join us along with the road commission manager and Brad Laxo, who was the foreman with the road commission. They came in, needed to make an informed decision on if we wanted to designate a state of emergency for the county. That falls on my shoulders. Decided to do that. I signed that early afternoon today, along with other counties that have, and state police are aware. It's gone through the channels. We've sent out an email from Lisa Segal, the county administrator, to all the local units to let them know that we have declared that state of emergency. The driving force is the hit the road commission budget is gonna take. They can't afford these kind of dollars. Who knows what it's gonna cost to get High Bridge back in the game. It could be substantial.
They were working on that for the last year, right?
I don't know where they're working on High Bridge, but I can also tell you the other one that washed out is Johnson Road. To where Bear Creek crosses. 3 culverts and it's gone. The road commission believes they will force them to put in a bridge. If that's the case, and again, if that's the case, that's gonna be out of use for a long time. Could be a year plus. If it's a bridge, it's probably gonna be, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a 2-3 year deal. I would like to see an emergency situation where they don't get into that game and they throw in some larger
They don't have,
culverts and
unless
call it a day.
they get emergency money, they're not gonna be able to. There'll be no projects for anybody else other than just fixing.
Well, they've got contracts with others to get things done, no different than what they have with the township. So there's commitments that have to get taken care of, but again, these are emergency situations and you make that stated declaration of emergency, so you access funding. So hopefully we get something. When I get back home, I'm going to inform Molinar's office along with Slotkin and also Peter's office of what's going on here. So they hear it from a local mouth, if you will. So at any rate, it's been quite a day. And with only having 2 places right now to cross the Big Manistee, that really changes routing for a whole lot of people, including school districts. It's a major inconvenience at a minimum.
Okay.
Anything else?
Questions?
Could you repeat the name of the developer for the housing?
Edwin Allen,
Edwin?
or Allen, no, Allen Edwin is what it is. Allen Edwin. Yep.
Thanks.
How many units are there in the apartments? Any idea?
When it's
200?
completed, 288, 144 in each phase.
Cool.
You're talking O'Reilly apartment complex where the old Kennedy was.
Right, when will some of them be available this year?
This year, they're gonna have some opened up, hopefully by later summer.
Looks good. So, anybody else? If not, thank you, sir, for showing up. I'm
Yep.
sure it was a heck busy day, as they say, right?
It is, more to come, back. Okay, all right, see you guys, thanks.
Okay, so Manistee County Road Commission Manager, obviously Keith is not here and he wasn't gonna make it. He told me, I saw him this morning and they're involved with all this that Chuck just brought up, so he's not gonna be here, so. A couple things I'll just bring up real quick. Our chip seal, he sent the contract, I think I gave it to, I put it on your desk, Jennifer, or did he send, okay. The contract's for more money than last year for chip seal. Not because the rate has changed at all, the company is honoring the same rate per square yard. It's because there was a miscalculation of how many yards we were gonna have. So Keith went through and measured all the roads widthwise that they're doing, and then calculated the yardage, figured out that we were short about, I think it's 50 grand, isn't it?
So they had estimated the chip seal as being, our share was supposed to be 295.
And I think the new one is. Or do we have the new one?
I don't have any.
Okay, so he's gonna send it, that's the old one. So he was gonna bring that, okay, so I'm sorry, so what I'm saying is, he's gonna present that, but it's gonna be higher, but not because the rate has changed. It's It's because there was a miscalculation in the square yardage. Also included though in the new figure is, the turnaround area at Portage Point. And that is because Vic found, paper that actually, from how many years ago when the road commission signed?
From the, DNR trust fund grant of about 2014, where we did all the upgrades at Langland, they, accepted ownership of maintenance of that part of that parking lot.
Nice find, Mr. Pratt.
Yeah.
Saved a little money for you.
But,
For us.
and then I brought that up at the meeting, unbeknownst to me though, he had already now gone in, however, research Keith did, he had included it in their part, so there was two things, so that worked out perfect, so I'll have that for next month, but just be aware that it is gonna be higher based on that, they honored the same price,
Just need more.
just need more yards.
So is there a percentage that you're charging, like out of the total savings?
Commission.
Yeah. Jennifer and I can talk about that.
Finder's fees.
Under, okay, we don't wanna talk about that,
I'll give you a
okay.
coupon on your property.
We also have a bid, but he didn't have a chance to relook at it for graveling lake side.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
side,
it was done by the previous road commission manager.
Lake Isle Avenue, yep.
No, not Lake Isle.
Oh,
Lake Isle runs east and, or north, east and west. The one road along the lake is
Lakeside, I think.
Lakeside.
That's where they were gonna put in that slag and,
Yeah, well, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I'll just leave it.
You can actually, here, give it up here. Yeah, it's fine. We'll take care of it. Thank you.
Would you want to? Yeah.
thanks a lot.
If there's any issue, I'll call you back.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Okay, you're welcome. So I don't know how much we want to talk about that, because I don't know how much they're gonna be able to do. Till they sort this thing out with everything they've got going.
Can you send it to us?
I don't have, I don't have that one.
Oh, okay, maybe maybe that was the other thing he was bringing today. Okay, so I told him to revamp it because there was a lot of, engineering work, like in the estimate that was done last year, and it wasn't done by the road commission, it was done by some firm, which would lead me to believe that we probably don't need all that much engineering there on that road. But, okay,
I had it somewhere, but.
maybe it's not, but that's why,
Is it
that's
in the
what,
packet?
That's Lake,
it's Lakeside, isn't it?
no, the one that the engineering firm did is Lakeside,
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about.
yeah.
That's the north south.
Lakeside Avenue from Lake Isle,
Right.
That's it,
northerly,
I know.
and that is in there, right
okay,
there.
right there.
Right.
So if you look at it, it just seems awful high for what they're doing. And he agreed, and he didn't have a chance to look at it, and that's what he was gonna do for today's meeting until we had all the rain, and I'm thinking he has a
Busy.
little busy.
They're not, this not being contract, they're not gonna get to this stuff here, even if they decided to.
I don't know, and that'd be a question he'll have to answer next.
I would be surprised based on the conversations at the meetings, that if there's something not under contract, I don't believe it's gonna get done.
Okay,
I really don't.
Yeah, the chip seal's an outside contractor, so that's not a big deal, but if it's something for their force, but I hope they can finish the recycling, and that's kind of a big deal.
well, here, let's talk about that. So I don't know now if they're gonna have time to do that, or I'm gonna talk to them tomorrow about, do we hire somebody to do that outside of them? Because they might be too busy with their equipment.
Let's
right?
see.
I don't know, I can't answer that part of that,
That's
so.
a bad idea. So definitely a consideration.
So I'm gonna go talk to them tomorrow and see if in fact they can even see that on the horizon. If they don't, then we should probably get a hold of somebody. Otherwise, if we wait, then no one's gonna do it.
Matt can get trained up on that equipment.
Yes.
Really?
He wants.
I would love to drive the equipment, but I would like,
Can you run a bulldozer?
never
No.
driven something like that in my life.
Payload?
We tried,
No,
we
I can
had
do
all
that.
kinds of opportunity.
I can do that, but I
Tried.
think they're gonna let me run
Hey,
it.
Matt, anybody that runs them today, it was always the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to add? I mean, what else we talked about doing? We really didn't talk about, he would like to not I'm sorry, he wants to chip seal it, but he would like to pave the area from Potter Road going west. Then make the curve and come back to 13 Mile.
Oh, yeah.
So what he wants to, he said that is not fit to just chip seal. That'd be, it's pretty beat up. So I told him to give me a estimate for that about, they would still chip seal it, cause he said that helps build this road in layers as opposed to just putting a cap on it. Like to chip seal it and come back
And pave over
and
there.
pave over it. And I said, we'll present that to the board. So that's probably still in his thought process.
So I think that probably will be about as much as it would be to do Lake Isle, maybe not quite as much, I mean, 2/3 of that, or Lakeside.
Yes,
So if they're willing to do that,
Okay,
I'll say, I mean,
so we'll get them something here before the next meeting because we can move ahead, so.
I just wanna point out. The millage that the township has, and because we're a half township and we don't have a ton of paved roads. We are able to do so much with the road commission, and we probably have the best roads in the county. And this chip seal is just gonna extend the life of them, so we're really fortunate to have that, I think, and, I think we're showing that it's, you know, a good value for the taxpayers, I guess.
Well, if you ask them, it would tell you we're the top rated roads of any township in Manistee County.
In the preventative maintenance, how they explain fixing it prior to a certain stage where,
Where you have to pull it all out and redo it.
and it's millions of dollars per mile or whatever. I don't know anyone that can do that, you know, there's just not the funding.
Well, that's up for renewal this year. The fire, or, no, not fire's up too, right? Fire, road,
Correct. Correct.
I would like to compile a list of all the work that's been done since the last millage renewal.
Oh,
And put that in the summer tax newsletter, just factual, here's what that millage is funded, so I'll work with you guys to get that. I think I
Okay.
have some of them, but probably not
We can
everything.
do that both with fire and the roads. I guess a lot of people don't know about the new fires.
and I think a lot of people don't know we have a new fire truck and how much it costs.
Yeah.
Probably have no idea.
Who will it accommodate?
Okay,
Yeah,
anything else other than that? That's what I have for his report, I think. So, assessor, I'm gonna move up because Rich is here representing Molly, so I'm going to absolve myself. Actually, from the thing for 5 minutes, I'm gonna make a call. But you would run the meeting,
Sure.
please.
So Great Lakes Assessing's contract is up, in end of this month, right?
Yes,
So they have proposed a new contract. You wanna talk about it, Rich?
the contract is exactly the same, except for our per parcel rate is going from $17 to $18 a parcel. That hasn't been changed in, I do believe, 7 years. With increasing that, and then in year 3, there'd be a 2%, cost increase after that. Besides that, all services would remain the same. We set our parcel count on the first year of the contract, and we do not increase parcel counts every year. Because your township does get quite a few splits, and that would increase the parcel count. So we kind of stay with the original parcel count of the first year of the contract and move forward with that. We do that with all of our townships, so. Besides that, all the services would remain the same.
I just wanna make sure you guys are maintaining the special field that I need to use for my special assessments.
Yep.
Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody have any questions about the assessing contract?
Don't.
I would move we, enter into the new agreement with Great Lakes Assessing.
Or
All right, any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed, motion carried. Okay, next item on the agenda is,
you should. Financial reports, right?
yeah, financial report. So the balance sheet and revenue and expense report and monthly invoices were in the packet. I don't know if anybody has any questions on those were, as of March. However, there's always a bunch of adjusting journal entries that have to be done at year end, and those have obviously not been prepared yet. We have the accountants come in and kind of get ready for that, and then shortly after they are done, then the auditors come in. But yeah, we'll be working through some of that. But anybody have any questions on the statements at all?
Well,
Okay, next item is the treasurer's report. I point out that we're still getting about 3 3/4 on our investments, which is very good. The 27 budget obviously was adopted. We still have some people calling about property taxes, but they're at the county now, so they need to contact the county if anybody's wondering on that. New tax bills will come out at the end of June for the 2026 summer taxes. And then, yeah, that's all I have. Any questions on the treasurer's report? Okay, clerk's report.
Report. Once again, reminding you, we have an election on May 5th and your polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. We do have Community Cleanup Day scheduled for Saturday, June 20th. It'll be from 8 a.m. to noon or until the bins are full. It will be in the location that it always is. It is on the same Saturday that it always is for years past. I have now discovered as soon as the snow piles melt, the taxpayers freak out about when is Community Cleanup Day. So that is there. It's on the website. It's been on the Onekama Community Connection.
And I'd like to remind taxpayers that if you show up at 11:55, don't be surprised if the trucks are gone, because they do sometimes fill up. You need to come early. And also, we've had some very nasty things try to be dropped off at trash day, including bins of dirty diapers in people's garages over the winter. Bags and bags of household trash. That is not what this event is designed for, and it's likely you're gonna get turned away if you have that sort of thing. So please be respectful. It's volunteers that are working that, and you know, it's to clean up reasonable things.
And I have had some questions from people who live outside the township wanting to know if they can participate in our cleanup day. And so then that sort of generated conversation. Do we require proof that you live? Do we just feel like we know everybody who lives here? So we'll be like, oh.
You know what?
Sorry, Mr. Don.
There's always gonna be abuse. And it's really difficult to check that sort of thing. I think we just do it like we have.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure it was answered. We have had a couple of cyber attacks here. Let me rephrase that. I guess I would say they were really phishing potentially attacks, that we were able to spot here in the clerk's office and turn them away. When I reported one of them to VC3, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is bad. He's like, oh yeah, it's real bad. Good catch. So, also I have, an individual coming tomorrow that's gonna review some of the cemetery with me and see what we might be able to do as far as having a better, system of keeping track of who is where and, where new, I don't even know how to politely phrase it.
Occupants?
Where there's availability, I guess I'll say.
Occupants.
Future availability.
Vacant lots and tenants.
Yeah, future availability, and some things like that. I'll be meeting with her, tomorrow. And then, we have had a request from Networks Northwest, has been going around all the different counties, making presentations about, childcare and childcare needs. With respect to zoning. As I explained to the gentleman who's heading this up, when he first started calling, it really should go before the planning commission first. And that our planning commission doesn't meet until April. And I've received yet another urgent email from him saying, hey, we really want to get on board. He really wants to meet with the township board. And I explained to him, since he's asking for zoning changes, planning commission has to be involved, and that's the first step in it. I think the board would be open to a joint planning commission board meeting if he would like to make his presentation. But I'm going to pass that on to Mr. Wallace and let him decide if.
For some reason,
Or
I
they
want to
wanna
go to the
proceed.
planning commission or who knows, okay.
I wasn't able to get him to say why. And he was not willing to accept, yes, it should go to planning commission first, so.
Okay,
Just so the community is aware, there's gonna be a large daycare center opening up at where the hospital is at, where the old education center used to be for West Shore College. I think it's like 100 kids.
and where's that?
Wow.
At the
On the
hospital.
east side of the road?
No, it's on the south
At the
side.
actual hospital.
Where, remember where the West Shore
There's a bunch of classrooms.
Education center used to be? It was kind of off in the front there.
Yeah, right there.
That's being transformed into a daycare.
Oh,
And
okay.
he, I believe the gentleman from Networks Northwest just did his presentation either to the city or the county. Like just in the
Okay.
last week.
But so there's, I mean, that's moving ahead, so that's, I'm sure there's be a lot of demand for it, obviously, too, but.
Yeah, I think their whole gist is trying to get communities to be aware to not exclude, zone out daycare facilities in residential areas. It's kind of their tactic is.
Our absentee ballots have been out now for a couple of weeks. We have about 42% of absentee ballots have been returned. We issued 395 absentee ballots for the May 5th election. There'll be an election May 5th, folks.
How many registered voters do we have, Jennifer, do you know?
Around 1,500.
All US citizens?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've been doing some little cleanup with our voter rolls.
Not answering.
We saw that a couple of individuals have put in requests to rescind their PREs and so had not yet changed their voting information, so we've taken them off the rolls and flagged them. We have about 28 voters that are on an address verification notice. Now that's done by the Bureau of Elections.
Not us.
Nope, they've already sent out the initial saying, hey, you haven't voted in forever. Do you actually live here? Is essentially what it is. But it's a multi-step process and they initiate it. And then the individual has so many days to return the cards and no, I do actually live here. I just,
Choose not to vote.
yeah. So once that goes through the process, we may lose a few more people off of our voter rolls. Or we may find some folks that wanna actually vote.
Okay.
So that's it. Oh, no, it isn't it. Mandy and I are gonna be going to a 2-day clerk camp next week up in Traverse City with Michigan Township Association. So the clerk's office will be closed Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
Okay,
Now I'm done.
questions from anybody? No, fire department, we have a report.
We do have a report which came in this morning and I do have printed copies. For anybody who would like to see them, I think I forwarded the email to our board members, but I do have some printed copies here. We didn't make it into the packet.
They were out today, with, I think with the drone, taking pictures for the road commission.
Correct.
But
That's that was a late addition.
they couldn't get to turn in,
Oh, yeah.
so Rob told me they were giving Colin, we're going out to
Not really
do
on the agenda.
that, so.
Public service notice, friends don't let friends burn cattails.
Yeah,
Oh,
where was that one at?
the end of
Easy
Easy
Street.
Street, so that was Saturday? Oh,
Yeah, you call it Saturday or Sunday.
did I?
Yes, that is correct.
Saturday, I get a call, I have my phone shut off and I get a dozen calls. Finally got out of my thing and went, oh my God, what's going on? So Mr. Tennant started a fire
Oh, jeez.
next to the house to burn, I guess, some cattails they had piled up. And the wind started blowing. I don't know if the wind, I don't remember Saturday morning if it was blowing fire, but it was when he started the fire. Luckily, the wind was blowing that way towards me. Yeah, because there's a bunch of stuff piled up next to Keegan's house that did not catch fire and the fire went that way. So, it ran out of ground. But we still had, I don't know, 5 people there for.
Yep, Shelley called me when she couldn't get a hold of you, and then
Yeah,
she was under the impression that a township official has to report it to dispatch, and she couldn't get a hold of you. So I called dispatch, well, I'll try. I called dispatch. Dispatch was very confused as to why I was calling. And I said, well, now we have a record that somebody's called.
so they
from
sent a
township.
sheriff deputy, they sent 2 sheriff cars out. The sheriff then called Eagle or the D, I don't have his number not here, I think it was DNR. So the DNR officer showed up. The sheriff department showed up. Before I left, the sheriff was writing a ticket
I bet.
to Mr.
Tenant?
Penna.
Okay, well, and I do know the township intends on utilizing our cost recovery.
Yeah, they were there quite a while to put it out and, it's gone, and we own the property that burned up. Not that it, to what extent, I don't know that. If we can, it's gone, it was cattails, I mean, it'll regrow. So I don't.
A
think-
regenerative burn,
Yes.
unplanned,
Unplanned.
unplanned.
Un-
I'm
regenerative.
just glad that I got something to go with all this rain. My goodness.
That stuff was like tinder, like, oh, no, it blew through there in no time
It
at all.
caught fire before all the heavy rains on Saturday.
Saturday. So
Well, it wouldn't burn long now.
I bet you in a couple months it'll be greened up. The cattails are gone.
Well, the dead
They were
part.
probably the invasive ones they said.
Darwin said something to me and I was just it was like, he was something about driving a tractor across our property to get over there, he was gonna dig something up, and I just said, look, I didn't wanna talk to you today.
Do that.
I'll just leave and everything will be good. So I left. So I don't know what happened, but I don't, it's up to the board. I don't really know if there's anything we can do or even wanna do, but maybe a letter. Just saying, please don't burn our property again. I don't
They'd
know.
be good coming from the fire chief.
Yeah, it might be a good fire chief. And
Okay, I'll ask, okay.
even though we have a really nice fire truck, we just as soon not have to.
Well, I don't think so either, so. Harbor Commission. Hey,
Gave each one of you an application for Aaron Powers. I would like to join the Harbor Commission. And if you would approve it, I'd take the recommendation to make it till March 31st of 28.
So 2 years.
Well, we'll have 6 people then, and then we'll have 2 come up each year that way.
Oh, I see. Okay,
There's no requirement that they live in the township or anything, is there?
No, but he does.
That's got an East Lake, Michigan address on there.
I know, but I think he's living. Oh, East Lake, oh, I don't know if there is. I don't think so. He works here, he works
should have,
apparently for Onekama.
you should live in the township if you're gonna be on a board, don't you think?
Some of them are,
Or be
Required.
a substantial property.
planning, yes, I would say planning and then,
but I mean, like the invasive species committee, we've got people that don't live in the township.
Yeah, Parks is the same way.
the parks, is the same.
Well, but the lake is more than just our township, so I could see that. Right,
The lakes, Onekama Township
the
entirely.
Holy, even that far side, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I can't answer that question.
Broad cross-section of community interests as well as members with special expertise in areas of boating, marine fishing, natural resources, marine engineering, and similar fields. Doesn't say anything about being a township.
He's actually marine experience is what he's got. So I don't see there's an issue with that. Me,
I just wanted to double check, I couldn't remember.
But there is no past to, okay. Sometimes volunteers are few and far between.
what's a high paying position?
Yes.
I think it pays 0, doesn't
Right.
it? Yeah.
Whatever Jim pays.
So you guys are, talk to him and you think he'd be a good addition, Jim?
Excuse me?
You think Aaron would be a good
Yes,
addition?
yes.
Motion by anybody?
I'll make a motion. We appoint Aaron Powers to the Harbor Commission to a term ending March 31st, 2028. Is that what you said?
That's what I heard.
2 years.
Second.
Discussion, none being heard, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Carried. Anything else you wanna Get on?
A week from tomorrow, there'll be three of us going to Grand Haven for the North Harbor Stakeholders meeting with the Corps. Make our yearly appearance and put in for more dredging.
Okay.
Yeah.
So water level, I know, Don, it's not, it'll change a little, this won't change it, believe it or not, that much probably, but in the short term, it
It's
will.
coming up, yeah.
Okay, but we're still down from the high, like 5 feet?
Yeah,
Okay,
probably 4 or 5.
okay.
The beach is beautiful out there right now.
Oh,
bet.
at Forest Point?
20 stories high. Yeah.
A lot of sand blew in, but I've been walking that, from Langland down towards like the Sunset House, and it's
Really nice.
like Daytona Beach down there. It's wide, nice, flat.
You drive down there or just walk?
I just walk. See now that's illegal.
Been there, done that.
Yes.
It's illegal?
To drive on the beach?
Yeah,
It's Michigan Avenue.
it's a road.
I'll let someone else do that.
No, we'll have Dan try it out.
Yeah.
See what happens. Okay. Anything else, son? No?
No, that's it.
That's it,
No,
thank
we're
you.
still trying,
Mr.
we're
Meister.
still trying to get a plan from Pfizer that meets our criteria.
Okay,
Plan for,
The boat launch.
The DNR
oh,
paving,
what's the issue with spicing it?
well, they've been listening to the DNR,
that's a problem right there,
Right.
okay.
so they've been making their design documents with them, and I finally called Spicer been 2 weeks now. And I said, you're actually working for the township, but we're not coming out the DNR. And when I proposed this project, it was basically to do the drive from the road around and connect to the kayak launch paving. And then pave the parking lot area that faced each other in the center. And then on the exterior and, of course, the Corps or the DNR wants everything they can get.
Yeah, but they're not paying.
Correct. Well, and.
They can have anything they want if they
No,
pay.
but what
Well,
happened,
they
the
pay,
estimate
but they don't.
came in double what we had
Yeah,
anticipated, didn't it?
Last estimate we got was 180,000.
Because they've enlarged it, or changed that much?
Traffic pattern added side parking spaces,
You know, tell them to do their own damn project. At some point, I mean, it's like one thing to kick a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
look,
Well, they're supposed to put it back, designed the way we originally had
It
envisioned
was
it.
reasonable and affordable. No, it's not. Yeah.
And then they were doing their specs to MDOT,
What?
and I says, I don't believe that.
They don't build any of these other roads around here to specs them.
Right.
Who's the engineer doing the work down there?
Shane,
Shane is?
yeah,
For the boat launch. Yeah.
so he was gonna go back and change the specs from MDOT, and he was gonna redo the drawings to incorporate the way we wanted it, so.
So,
was Shane actually doing the work, was that other gentleman that was in the meeting? Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm
but what did you want paved and what did what did Eagle?
when it comes off I can't remember what that road name is.
This?
Hmm?
So the driveway and the loop, right?
The driveway and the loop, and then those parking areas that face each other in the middle.
Yeah, towards the bathroom, yeah.
Right, these ones right here
Yeah,
and those right there,
right,
but not this.
not outside on the exterior of the ring.
And they wanted all that paved, that would double,
Yeah,
it's like 12 the area.
yeah. Cause they had a lot of fill they were bringing in and I says, what is this? Well, then he told me it was from MDOT specs, and I said, I don't think you need to do that, so.
Is the DNR putting any money up?
No.
No, right?
No,
Maybe they can pave that part as phase 2 on a future capital project that they do.
well, I told Shane to tell them that if they want anything additional to that,
They just
Right.
pony up some dough.
tell them they're gonna pay for it, so.
We need a couple turtles to drop off over there. It's
Oh,
habitat.
no, then you couldn't pave it all.
Right. know where they're talking about paving over there in the swamp. That's why they need all that fill. 'cause it's-
Will this get paved here where there's these two spots here too? Cause they probably should try to work that in maybe.
Which ones?
Is that next to the hand?
Right here, I
handicap?
It's kind of a weird diagonal, yeah.
feel like that should get paved,
Is that, I know what you mean, but
cause it cuts off right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
that's above the trailer park, what is that, roll?
Well, that's.
Yeah.
Well, if that's not included, I would recommend that, not over here, not on this part here, but this part right here for sure. There's two spots there, seems like that would be good to be done, maybe.
So what, you stopped them and are they going back to the original thing now, or you don't know, or is it the?
I talked to Shane 2 weeks ago and he was gonna get it right out. Well, I didn't see anything last week, so I called him on Monday. He said he'd been out of the office all week, last week, and he was gonna get it out this week. Well, I haven't received anything yet. He was gonna revise, because I told him, I says, you're planning on not doing any work until September, but the way you're going, we won't get it done because you're gonna be done, you won't be done yet. And I said, I'd rather have it done and on the shelf waiting for bids and, so. If I don't hear anything this week, I'll give him another shelf
Okay.
next week.
Okay. Is that it? Sure. Thank
Other
you.
than an answer to Ed's question, yes, the proposal has that area paved that he was talking about.
Okay,
All the right next to the handicap.
It does? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Ed's parking spot has been paved.
Yeah,
it's in the proposal.
Oh, good.
proposal.
So now you can move your boat off there. Let them pave it, then you can park your boat back there. Okay, Parks and Rec, Vic.
Okay, it's that time of year, I got a lot of stuff to take you through, very little action, but just to keep you informed. You know, we're working on the 5-year plan. Our survey is complete. The county survey is now complete, and they gave me an extract of the responses from all the people from the township and the village. So I'm gonna put that together, for our team to meet again. And then we'll use that, as sort of our finalized goals, objectives, and the projects for the next 5 years. As far as the county deliverables, we have to do the description, the administrative structure, and the DNR grant history. I gave that to you last month. So there won't be any changes to that, but at our next meeting, we'll finalize the goals and objectives. And then we're still working on the recreation inventory. So that's 5-year plan. The Glen Park DNR trust fund request was submitted on the 30th, one day before the deadline. And with the approval of the minutes today, we have now passed the administrative hurdle. So we're now going into quality assessment, and in the event that Jeremy thinks this is something she can sell, we'll be working with her for the summer months just to nail it down for when we get into the actual decision period. Glen Park, we got correspondence from a gentleman saying that we have infestation of hemlock woody elder.
Ooh, that's not good.
Something like that.
Say it again.
I won't say it again.
Hemlock.
HWA.
Woody,
Elgin.
Yes.
So,
yes.
yeah, I heard
Legion,
that had
Legion.
like started invading Manistee.
So, yes, it is,
So what is it?
it is in the county below us, the county above us, and it is, it was found on a piece of property called the Beaver property, which is sort of southwest of Ed's and north of my place, but GTRLC now owns that, and they've done mitigation, so they think they've got that resolved. Josh and the guys were not surprised, but it's a little bit of a concern, so we've contacted Northwest Michigan Invasive Species Network. They did a site visit on the 9th. I was with them. They told me we have over 500 hemlocks in that park. So in the event that we would have a problem, that would devastate that park. So it's important, but interestingly enough, they found absolutely no of HWA, none. We went to the actual GPA or GPS location of where the guy found it.
Yeah.
None. Pristine. So they said, rather than just walk away, what they'd like us to do is take aerial photos, and we can work with Grand Valley State University, who's using AI, because they can now look at aerial photos and determine from top whether or not they think you've got this. So my son has loaned me his drone. I wrecked it on the first time. So I'm practicing.
You could ask Rob to use the fire department one.
Oh, does he? He's
Yeah.
having,
Yeah, we have a
oh,
nice
that's,
one.
oh, very.
And they have a good operator.
They know how to.
All right, so that's great. I'm glad I brought that up. Rob,
It's bad you
coming-
crashed into a fire.
I'm coming to talk to you. So we'll take a bunch of pictures of that. We'll work with invasive.
So this is like oak wilt or something almost?
I can show you a picture of it. It's some sort of,
Fungus?
Is it a fungus?
Something like that.
yeah, little white dots in the bottom of them. And it's interesting because,
I mean, is it a bug?
No.
No.
it's an algae or whatever that is.
What is that?
I'm not
I think
an
that's-
expert.
It's a thing that.
Dan?
It's.
Yeah, it's something.
Dan, you got nothing?
It's a
I'm
bug.
shocked.
It's a little-
Dan, you can report back at the next meeting.
fungus with legs on
The only
That's, I mean, is it an animal?
I don't know what it is.
It's
I
an
just know that it's bad.
insect.
It's an insect, okay.
And the reason it's called woolly is because as it's eating and infesting, it looks
Little
like
fungus
basically
gets in
like
there.
little white, kind of looks like spittle, actually.
Okay.
So we have the invasive species network involved. Rob is gonna provide me the pictures. We're gonna work with invasive species network and GVSU. And they'll do their analysis, so we make sure that we stay on top of it. So hopefully we've got that under control.
And the interesting thing is the Parks and Rec received a letter from this guy with GPS coordinates of where he found it, and it's not there.
And a picture of a
Yes.
infested,
Tree.
branch. And the people from Invasive Species Network said, this is really strange because that is an extraordinarily impacted branch and we find nothing. So we don't know what's going on, but, the only next step, just in case that maybe it's at the top and, a branch fell down, is to do
Okay.
the survey from the top.
So
So,
it can be sprayed or something.
yeah, there are treatments for it, but like,
Unlike emerald ash borer and some of those that are, I mean, this you can,
this you can.
right.
But Invasive Species Network said that to treat that park would cost $10,000. Well, our budget is $5,000 for the year, and this did not show up in last year's inventory. So if it's there, it's brand new, and again, we can't seem to find it. But we'll work on that, and then if we have to do something, we'll come back to the board, because we were gonna use the $5,000 to attack different spots at the various parks. So anyway, we're working on that. Langland, bathroom open today. I checked it, it's open. The below sand has been removed to the parking lot. Parking lot is full of sand off in one corner. So we need to decide what we're gonna do with that. The commission does have responsibility for maintaining that. I'm just not sure how quick they would get there, but I'm not sure what the board wants to do, but we need to get rid of it. They have always gotten rid of it for us in the past. I was told in the past it was a favor. It's not a favor, it's their obligation. They would generally dump it right behind the bathroom because there's a big hole there, but that hole's now full. So there's no place to put it.
You don't want the road commission holding away, right?
Well,
They can use 2,000 yards of film. They
I
can-
think they build it next year,
But they
but
might need it now, if the bridge is out, yeah.
Well,
so
they're gonna be looking for dirt. You told me that. Send a dump truck.
We
there.
happen to have a pile.
How much is there? Yeah,
a lot.
A lot.
There was a lot of sand in it.
They're 100 yards.
Yes.
Is there that much?
Oh, yes. There's truckloads.
Filled right up.
There are big truckloads, at least 3 big truckloads. So if
30 yards, 40 yards.
whoever talks to the road commission, I can talk to them, but I don't know anybody there.
Need my
And
phone
then
call.
when you're done, I'll
Well,
get.
the interesting thing is, Vic, if they're responsible for normal maintenance of that,
Wasn't that normal maintenance?
yeah, but who dragged the sand away? Did we pay a contractor to do that?
No. we moved what's called the blow sand, the sand that's on our walkways that we're able to legally move off the walkways
Yeah.
onto that. That's what that is.
So all the sand that blew onto the parking lot's still there, hasn't been moved yet?
It's in a giant pile.
It's in a
down by-
giant pile.
To the north end. Everything, it really looks nice. It's just in a big pile at the very north end of Langland.
They
And
scraped it
the
off.
road commission did that.
No,
No,
No, we did that. Our contractor does that every year.
I know, that's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Why would that not be a road commission responsibility? Because that's a maintenance item according
on
to.
the
They're
parking.
coming down, what we
On
do
the
is they go
park-
down.
he's talking about-
onto the beach, onto our walkways and bring it
But
back.
he's talking about parking lot.
In general, the parking lot's got,
Did they scrape the parking lot too?
They did scrape the parking lot as
That
well.
might be a road commission thing.
I'm
We should
just
probably-
curious.
Yeah, I probably could add.
It
that.
looks really nice, whoever.
Well,
did
it was-
Did a nice
it
job.
was chock full of sand.
Yeah.
The other day. so-
Well, yeah, I mean, the lower the water goes, the more that sand blows up. So it was a big job.
So what I'm saying is if anybody needed some sand, they could come and take it, because there's nothing
Yeah.
to prohibit them from doing
Well,
that.
they do it neatly and,
Well, neatly, I mean, don't spread it all back over the parking lot.
yeah, I mean, the parking lot looks great right now, so.
Okay.
other than
The road
monster
commission
truck.
doesn't want it. Would Mr. Haru be interested in it?
I'll find out, I'll ask Keith.
But I mean, I would like, if they're doing it for free, otherwise I think it is the road commission's responsibility.
The vast majority of the sand that we're there at came from our walkways that we pulled up onto the parking lot. I mean, there was some sand that blew along the edges, so yeah, we did some of their work. But I think by and large with theirs.
It's mainly ours.
Yeah.
Okay. There must have been an awful lot of sand on those walkways.
Oh,
It was above the rails.
well, yeah, I mean, right now, the sand is above the guardrails, way above the guardrails. So
So
the
when you-
guardrails are coming in.
Yeah.
They used to be able to get equipment in there that they can no longer get in there because guardrails are coming in. So we're gonna have damage unless we can get Eagle to allow us to get in there and clear some of that stuff.
When you walked out there, as you're walking out, you're maybe this far above the 4 foot or however high wooden railing. So you're standing on at least 4 to 5 feet of sand.
One of the things we talked about in the past is doing a permit for mechanized treatment because a shovel is not reasonable.
No, you can't.
And then when they say no, then we raise it to, but I started doing that. It's a huge pain. It's like the one that you talked to me about, Dave, all the questions that they ask. This gentleman that did the grant for us knows how to work with those sort of government documents, and I'm thinking about asking him if he would begin working.
I think we need to do that. It's time.
Yeah, it is, because we're gonna lose all the infrastructure there. And, you know, the new Eagle guy who is all about leaving the sand dunes as they are, doesn't realize that when we wrote this DNR request, we specifically said we need to keep these two
Maintained.
clear so that people don't go everywhere and ruin the dunes. So by keeping these clear, we're actually doing what they want us to do. He just doesn't want us to do it within our walkways. And that's just not reasonable. So that'll be something that we begin to work
Well,
on.
at the rate they shuffle people around those agencies, maybe they'll move on.
No, not now, we got all young people. And the
Very,
problem
very
is,
young.
no one's outside using the book.
Oh,
No one is outside, they just look at the book, and if it's code number, whatever, that's what it says to do, that's what you shall do.
all right, next thing on is the ADA pathway manufacturer, was supposed to visit this week, but his house is underwater. He lives along a river somewhere in north central Michigan, but he's gonna visit next week. I'm gonna probably have Anthony's with us, just to make sure that my guesstimates for how long the walkway is gonna be is somewhere near right, because remember, we have a MCCF grant that's under consideration at this point for that. Okay, North Point Fitness Stations, that was approved in the budget. There's a gentleman named Kevin Baksa.
Bachka.
Okay, a fitness nut that's all about all this kind of stuff, and he volunteered to kind of walk us through this. So he and I walked North Point and made the decision that with only 5 stations, we would be better served not to have one here, one here, one here, and one here, but instead have them in a fitness area And the area that we chose is, as soon as you go into the parking lot, if you look left, there's a flat area between where the well is and where the wag garden is that is perfect. And what that does for us is when people pull into the park, they immediately know, hey, there's a fitness thing there, as opposed to never figuring out if they don't go for a walk, if you happen here and here. So that's what we've decided to do. Jennifer, we're gonna need to, if we haven't, send out the lawn mowing bid to add another like 50 by 50 spot to that. In our budget request, we have enough to actually do it, but I asked MCCF for another $5,000 because then we can do it and we can make it ADA accessible, which I think would be very cool.
Yeah.
So we're moving down that path. I'm gonna talk to MCCF because, you know, their rule is you can't spend a dime until we say yes. I wanna find out how long does it take them to say yes on these $5,000 ones. If it's gonna take some time, then I'm gonna change my request to an ADA access request as opposed to bundling it with the whole project. So,
So to answer your question, on the $5,000, they commit to letting you know within 45 days.
okay, and I wanna
I'm
have
not
this
saying they couldn't do it sooner, but they commit to
within,
that.
okay, that's good. I'll push Sarah a little bit to find out, because I wanna get this in there for the summer, and then Michelle wants to use it for the 30-day challenge, which will happen in July. So that's North Point. And then for your consideration, Michelle had asked me about using Instagram as a way of notifying people of things. I, having no knowledge of Instagram, said I have no clue, so she sent the request to Jennifer. Jennifer sent, decided to send to the board. Michelle sent to you. I defer to you guys on whether we should have that. She thinks it's a great way to communicate with the younger family, or younger kids. We have Jean who does Facebook, and then I do the web. So, and Michelle should be online if you add any questions. She'd like to have Instagram as a Township Parks and Rec Instagram.
Can we clarify one thing?
Sure.
So, one, the township doesn't have a Facebook page, she's doing Onekama Community Time.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Two, the fire department might have a Facebook page, I don't know.
They do have a Facebook page.
So I am a very strong proponent of if we're gonna have a presence, that it needs to be an Onekama Township presence, and that whether it's Facebook or Instagram, and everybody uses the same thing, so you increase the volume. I honestly, I don't believe the fire department should have their own Facebook page, personally. I don't think that's appropriate, especially for a township our size. So that's a different topic, but if we're gonna go down the path of having an Instagram, I think it just needs to be an Onekama Township Instagram.
It would be.
And everybody can use it, and, you know, one or more of the board members need to have administrative access to it as well. So I'm in favor of that, but I just we probably need to draft some policies around that. But I think that's a good idea, because people do look to that stuff.
Sure.
You want to have it come up as a regular item for next month and talk about it, and actually, or you want to do it today and say you're,
She would create it as a township Instagram account. That's the plan. And that's right. Our communication through Facebook is not township. It is, Jean as the
Onekama Community Connection.
bingo. And they do that as a favor to us. So this Instagram would be a township Instagram. Michelle, if you're online, answer the question, but I think it's a township. She maybe thought Parks and Rec, but we can make it township for sure.
I can do whatever you like.
Yeah, maybe you and I can, we need to have, you know, Onekama TWP.org emails associated, but I know you have the Parks and Rec one. Yeah, I think we can sort of do that. You
Okay.
probably like to start it sooner rather than later, so.
May 1st is when we start actually opening up registration. But that's, we've opened registration many times without Instagram. So, I'm fine with meeting. I'll be in town for the parks meeting.
I strongly suspect we're going to need to have a special meeting between now and our regular meeting in May. With regards to the millage, so we can have a special meeting and include that too, which gets her a little ahead of the next regular meeting.
Maybe we should have a policy for that meeting to talk about.
Policy
Social
for the
media
use.
policy. And what's the,
Well, I'm trying to get Michelle a couple of weeks earlier than our next regular meeting, and I already feel strongly we are going to have a special meeting
okay,
between now
I
and
mean,
then, so we could add it to the
today.
agenda.
Michelle, how long does it take to set something up like that?
According, yeah, minutes is what I'm told.
No.
But we wanna be able to link it back to the webpage, cause I think we've got some placeholder,
good.
icons and stuff, so.
Yes, we do have the ability to put those on there.
I mean, I would be good
You wanna do
doing it
consensus
today
or
or.
do a motion?
I would add one thing that when I had this discussion with Jean, she emphasizes that she does not have a Facebook page. She has a Facebook group. And since I'm not on Facebook, that is apparently a difference. Whereas Al Taylor's Onekama, one comma dash Onekama was a page. She's just a group. And somebody there who's on Facebook might know the difference, but so I don't know if Rob has a page or if he has a group for the fire department and whether these have to go together.
No, they don't, and it feels like we need to have some conversation with Rob to kind of clarify how that evolved and what have you. It may be something that requires further discussion. What?
Maybe Caitlin, have that conversation.
Yeah, with Caitlin. But I mean, I'd feel comfortable kind of moving ahead if you'd like to do that now, not deal with it at a special meeting.
Well, then let's have a motion, not just a consensus.
Yeah, someone make a motion for that, so that,
I'll move that we proceed with establishing a township Instagram page. Support.
any other discussion? Do we wanna name her as starting to do it or not?
Yeah, sure.
I'll work with her on integrating with the website.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, that's carried.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Go ahead, Michelle.
I just said thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks very much.
Just,
Vic,
the first events on Michelle's, schedule is the Bird Walk, which is 4/18, and then our cleanup day, which is May 16th. And people can sign up for those on the website already. I'm in the process of cleaning up the website. And I think that's about it.
okay, questions? No, oh, wow, easy. Thanks.
Just give a quick update.
Oh, trails, that's right, I forgot the trails. too.
No.
You got no information?
Nothing urgent. I did have a call, today with Rick from F&B. They have some new renderings. They went back to the drawing board, surveyed things, and now, everything that they have done is contained within the right of way. And so I would like to, I'll see how I talk to them just today. After the meeting, I'm gonna send out an email to the trails team.
You're gonna have a meeting?
Try to have a meeting maybe this month if we can sneak it in. My guess is people will really like it, you know, from what I've seen just a little bit today. However, he had a chance to talk with, people from MDOT and they're held to a certain kind of,
They're not liking it?
well, they have some standards of what they consider a fundable project. And I think what's gonna happen is, this is something that is acceptable and fits within what we have, but is not necessarily gonna be a top tier fundable project. So, you know,
Let's have the meeting.
so I just wanna update you guys. I'm gonna call a meeting, go over it, see what people think. We can have continue on and we can apply for a TAP grant. However, the likelihood of that being funded is not real high.
But if MDOT's not willing to play ball in it, you can do it in phases and you can get trust funding.
Yeah, and that's,
Parks
yeah,
and Recreation.
and that's the other thing we wanted to talk about. If this is something that people like, then we wanna move forward, we talk to the community, and then we start,
One phase of.
yeah, one piece at a time.
Okay.
Maybe it takes the next 100 years, I don't know.
It's on hold, not over.
But it's roughly about $4 million, so quite a bit. That's it?
Even with doing it within the right of way?
Yeah,
Well, okay.
Close, yeah. Well, again, a lot of it is coming around the lake. That's all protected.
Maybe we start on this one, huh?
Yeah, yes,
I mean, where it gets the most of the traffic.
you're right. That's, yeah, it'd be a little less. So, yeah, that's all things that we can do. So,
Before I forget, that lady called me. And I think of her name, she's got a heavy accent. She's out at the point and looked at the ramp, must be the angle. She was wondering if somehow we could change the angle of the mowing mats, cause it's too steep, and I'm trying to think how you could even do
So
that.
here's the dilemma. We have continually the mountain is growing, so it means your starting point and your flat point continue to get further apart. We made estimates of how much money we need to actually get it down there and keep it at a slope that meets ADA requirements. And so, yes, we want to make that as 10 degrees or less if we can. The problem is to make it 10 degrees or less, even a higher starting point means that we have to go much further out, meaning that the $100,000 or the $80,000 that I estimated for this full bill may become $100,000, because in order to do this, you gotta do that. It means it goes further out. So it's a dilemma that we have. When I mentioned that the manufacturer is gonna be coming here next week, I'm gonna have him here at the same time that I have Anthony's here. We're gonna walk it together and we're gonna talk about those various things, because it's slope for ADA versus the distance and how much it's gonna cost. And I don't know what our end solution is gonna be, but
So how would you change the angle?
Huh?
How would they change the angle?
by spreading it further out towards the lake. I mean, the only way I know to go from here to here, if you do it in a short distance, you go like this. If you do it in a long distance, you go like this. That's the only thing. I mean, I'm not an engineer,
It's
but
like stairs.
No, I understand, but what supports that? Let's say you have
it's
to,
right on the ground.
well, it can't sit right on the ground if you change the angle.
yes, you can. It's, David, you should go out there now. It's all sand. And when you get down to the beach right now, where you're off of where the, all the grass is and such, on the walkway down, it's 4 feet down to the bottom. I mean, it's like a ramp that goes all the way down, made of sand. Go out and take a look. I mean,
Naturally? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
never mind, I answered my own question.
Naturally.
Naturally. Okay.
Very natural. Extremely natural.
Never mind, I'm sorry I asked. Okay, we're moving on. Invasive species. We
We had
have,
our special meeting, approved the contract. We haven't had a meeting since.
okay,
I just want to reiterate, I was impressed with the new lake manager presentation that gave. I thought they did an issue.
They're doing good work.
okay, planning commission report. We don't have anything, do
Planning commission hasn't met since last year.
Correct.
we? We had a ZBA meeting. That was for O'Neill's. Was that after our last meeting or before?
Is the PPI still on your guys' work plan?
I haven't talked to the committee chair, but I'm going to assume so.
Okay,
We're
so,
supposed to have a meeting this month.
so
I have not received an agenda.
So Mr. Norbeck's comment about the casino, I don't know if that would be a planning commission issue to look at or Jody, so I'll bring it up with Jody, but it may be a planning
Well, to
commission.
me, the fundamental question is they have a permit in place, use permit. There's violations of that, that's our zoning administrator or our enforcement person, it's not the planning commission, they're not making changes to the thing. So they need, and to me, they need to understand what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do, go out, investigate it and come back with a report.
Well, I'll turn it over to her.
I mean,
That's
I
fine.
think, to me, that's how that should work unless I'm mistaken on that. I don't know why the planning commission would be involved in enforcement stuff.
Well, I don't even know if it's is it a violation? of
It's gonna,
special use
I
permit? have
guarantee
no
you
idea.
it's in violation of something, it's not safe, so it's.
Some state code, I could
It's,
believe,
well,
yeah.
but potentially there could be a blight issue with the township or a nuisance, or there may be standards in the special use permit that address that, but. I mean, it's been down for over a year now and it's
really.
It's a problem.
Well, there's a stairway that you can see from the road
Yeah,
that just goes
just a
down.
little
okay.
basement.
It's like a big
Again,
hole.
I will get a hold of her tomorrow morning and run all that by her, so I'd be glad to do
You
that.
nail an extra board.
So-
in the hole.
We already did the assessor date, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
We're just doing, getting ready to do there's kind of a new law, so we're gonna go do all these field checks, okay? So we used to, you do 20% a year of field checks, you know, and she'd send a card out. And if you called in or wrote back and said, I do not want you on my property, we would abide by that and not go on your property. Well, now they've changed it so that someone has to be home. So if there's nobody home, you can't look at the property.
Jeez.
So all we
For
can do,
any property?
right, so we can only look at it from the road.
Or Google Earth.
Or Google Earth, if there's something that's built there and you can't measure it, you can Google Earth and measure it, you know. Which doesn't happen very much, we've pretty much caught all those, there wasn't too many here anyway.
So what law change, or is it a policy?
No, some of the states said you cannot, assessors can't do that, so you can knock at the door, if no one's there, you gotta leave.
That comes from the state tax commission?
I think so.
Yeah, well, those are just guidelines.
Suggestions.
Yeah, they are.
Exactly.
But we're gonna follow
You can
them.
get the assessor.
We're gonna follow them because a lot of people got, you got kicked, I mean, you know, we get rung all the time on these doorbell ringers that.
Yeah, cameras
I
and
was scared to hell of me last year a couple of times. I didn't know there was a camera even up. We're measuring the house and
people are talking, yeah.
someone says, hey, what are you doing? Who's talking to me? There was a camera up here in the corner of the house. I never saw it. So you gotta be aware of the fact. We knock, we leave a card, we do all that. This one was new construction, so we were entitled to be there anyways, but new construction is different. They give you permission when they fill out the land use permit, you are given permission to township officials to access the property because of that reason, but for normal checks, that doesn't apply. So that's gonna make a difference, so we're not sending, long story is, we're not sending cards out. Save the money, because if you're not there, and a lot of people here,
Seasonal.
they're
Are
not
you gonna
here.
do 3 strikes, you're out, like if they're not there?
No, one time and you're done. We'll move on. You can look at it from the road, you can notice, generally you can notice, you have a sketch in front of you, you can notice if the house looks different anyways, and then you can go back. and
Yeah, cause you spend a ton of time going back to places.
You can't do that, you know, so.
So Dave, I didn't talk to Jody yet, or to Katie yet about, the contract and some of that stuff. I'm planning on doing that this month before the next meeting, but if you talk to her tomorrow, this compliance report that I have up on the screen that Mike does, it's like cut and paste month to month to month to month to month. So I guess I think it's another example where they need to be out here more often. Katie's aware of that. I don't know if that just might not updating this or if they really haven't been out, but for example, 3316 Mile Road says they've made improvement, there's continued monitoring. It's a junk pit. There's more stuff there now. The new Bo has brought in more stuff. It's like they need to be, it's time to enforce instead of giving them, you know, I'm just, the point is, I don't think they're in the township enough. That sounds like a broken record, but.
Okay,
So I can discuss that with her when I talk to her. If you're talking to them tomorrow, they need to make sure that they're actually doing stuff and not just saying. You know, it's the spring.
yeah, well, you can see all the crap. that's
Right, the
around.
vegetation, it's a perfect time to be driving around, you
It's
know.
all,
We've got, Mr. Joseph up on Erdman Road who's got a huge mess, and that's not even on the report anymore. I don't know if they dealt with that or not, but,
okay, I drove by that this morning twice already, and I didn't.
when you drive slow and look back.
No, I didn't pay attention, you know, I can try to go by and. didn't.
It's just, anyway,
Okay, well, you're gonna have a conversation with her?
well, I need to talk to her about the contract, and then
Okay.
I can mention this, if you're gonna.
No,
what are you talking
yeah,
to her
no,
about?
go ahead, mention it to her.
Okay, but you were gonna talk to her about what?
I'm talking to Jody about 3 things, I got
Okay.
Porch Point Inn, Hanford House. And. What was the other one? I guess there's only 2 things.
I think she's checking on some stuff in that Hanford house already.
Is the building inspector there looking at his prime construction?
That?
That's all okay.
And the, septic.
Scabbing 2x4s on the top of poles is okay?
Well,
Can't see it from the house, eh?
I can't say it's not okay, I don't know.
Well, I think part of the issue she was mentioning is that there's some because of the water table,
Oh, he's got a thing from
septic
he's got a
tank
thing
is
from the
not
health department that his system is not up to code, and they red flagged him.
But did anybody send those pictures to the building inspector?
Yeah, he's been there.
So that's an acceptable construction for a pole barn, okay.
All I can tell you is I've been to Amish buildings, and they've all passed.
Does the building inspector check those?
Yeah,
Really?
buildings, Amish.
I just. figured
Oh,
maybe-
do they ever show up at? No, I don't know about
I
that.
would just figure they're exempt like for everything else.
They're not exempt. They just don't, they choose not to pick a fight with them.
Yeah,
The state, don't ask me, that's,
De facto exemption.
yeah, it's like an ag kind of thing.
the houses are not to code and they
No.
don't have an occupancy permit, yet the new guy's saying, unless the house is 100% done. Like there's a piece of siding missing on the outside, he won't issue a occupancy permit. Cause I know we had a couple builders got in a discussion with them last week and then people are living in the house, they said, well, they can't live in the house because they're missing 10 pieces of siding. Which one of them said, you been to the Amish houses? And that didn't go over so well either, I guess, but true, there's two standards.
Yeah, there are.
So if you were a troublemaker, wanted to just go buy a brimmed hat and pull a permit and then don't do anything and see what happens.
Gotta grow a beard.
Well, no, only if you're married. Oh. But if you're not married, you don't have to have a beard.
I'll talk to Katie about the
You
contract.
talk to her, I'll talk to her about these other two things, okay?
You're up on all this stuff.
Mr. Hanford's deal is, so he put in he has a permit to do a system. I read the permit. I asked Frank to send it to me after, in fact, he red flagged it.
Yeah.
And it said a mounted system. Steve, who's the expert on his own system, put the system in, it's higher, but it's not above ground. It's, it's above the water table, but it's not what he said was permitted, which is an above ground mounted system, right? So he started I went to see him the other day, I started telling me all this, I said, if I was you, here's what I do, tear all that out and do what the permit says to do. And don't come and ask me to help. I can't, the health department, well, he started telling me the health department this and that, and I said, Steve, it's not my fight, I'm just telling you, you're not gonna get anywhere by arguing with the health department, just go put a mounted system, it's not.
Everybody's against them, is how every agency is, yeah.
Well,
That's probably
I
true.
contend to.
here's the other side,
There's some truth to that.
here's the other side of that coin. 50% of the systems around the lake are basically illegal according to its current standards, so now he has to do something that,
Well, it's new construction, yeah.
okay, but they didn't do anything when all these systems were basically underwater. When we had high water, all those systems were non-functionable. You know how they dealt with it? They covered their eyes up, right? So now his system is way above, I'm just telling you, it's way above what was the water level and he's looking at it differently. Not that he's right,
Right.
I'm just telling you, he's arguing.
It's not what the permit says, yeah.
You know, he needs to fix it, I just told him that, so I'm not going out there anymore. I did my deal, everything's good. It's got a nice house and a nice pole barn that's connected to the house.
Which is which?
Wow.
I don't know.
I know, okay, the one closest, he's being facetious, the one closest to the driveway,
They look very similar.
they do look similar, the house is the first one. The
The
second
bigger one or
one,
the littler one?
The house is the one closest to the,
drive.
The
when you come in.
house,
It's the one thing you did do right? So the siding on the
The
ground.
one that's front is
the house is the one with the wooden foundation. It's permittable, I think.
Yeah,
by
it
the
is.
Building
It
code,
is.
and he's covered it with the plastic.
Oh, okay,
That's the house, and the garage part that's attached
In construction.
is bigger, I don't know if it's bigger than the house, but it can be up to 1.5 times according to the
Jody
ordinance.
told me that's 1,200 and 1800
Okay.
exactly.
and when does the restoration of the wetlands have to happen?
Well,
This year,
maybe, could he use some of that sand?
I'm gonna ask him that tomorrow. You wanna know the truth? Well, he's there, he might as well haul it, I don't care.
So they can fill the wetlands?
He has to restore the wetlands, and I don't know what he's gonna do with the
It
sand.
doesn't need sand.
Yeah, he needs sand because over by his building is higher, so he's gotta fill in that one side of the.
I'll have the road commission have it.
Well, I'll ask them first, they might come and grab it all up tomorrow.
Cause if you,
Guys are going off base, you're going roads,
We've done roads, haven't we?
seal coat, gravel lane,
Yeah.
yes, I think we have.
At multiple points.
Recycling,
Well, let's just go back to, I don't think we should. We need a new proposal for the seal coat, right?
correct,
We need a new proposal for Powder Road, that you're getting, right?
correct.
And then we need to find out if there's a proposal for Lakeside, if that's even gonna happen. Then we need to see what the total cost is to figure out if that's gonna work. 'Cause I don't know where we're at number wise.
We'd still be way okay.
Well, we just
But-
need to sort it.
Then we still need to do the recycling thing about who's gonna do that. That'll be actually a more major thing, because if they're not gonna have time and they're using all their equipment fixing all these spots, we might as well find a contractor before it's too late.
Yeah.
Cause that kind of put a kibosh in that whole thing by this, change that whole thing. And I haven't talked to a contractor because they were gonna do it.
Yeah.
So now who do you hire as a contractor?
And then what's going back to zoning, what's the status of the DeVoe fence? Is that guy gonna come and put it in?
I have to call him. I called Mr. DeVoe. I asked him if he was gonna finish his fence. I did that on, last Friday. He told me that he didn't see how he could possibly get his fence done because they had other problems, like a big hole in his roof where 3 trees went through.
I say it tarps on
And before he got it covered, it rained, came down in the house, and he ripped up his, I don't know, woodwork and carpeting and something else. And I didn't go look, but apparently on the backside, I don't even know where it was, where's
it. It looked
the,
like it was on the front, because maybe there's stuff around the back too.
There's some on the west side too.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
that-
there was a lot of big trees down at, out of Portage Point too, holy mackerel.
So he reiterated the fact to me that he was probably, behind on that, and he's dealing with his house issue, and in fact, he still has a hard time because Mr. Gazan hasn't cleaned up his part of the yard, and why are we picking on him again?
So, refresh me, Cindy, did that ever get addressed by the planning commissioner, Jody, that you're aware of? Was that considered to be ancillary uses of the marina that are allowed, or?
I don't think Jody was ever involved, but when Mr. Gazan was here, my recollection was, and Duncan had agreed that they would get things moved, but
It's worse than it has been.
Seems like there's
that's,
more maybe.
that's my
Or-
last recollection.
All right, so I'm gonna add,
And the boat lifts out there, as was said, are not, like, Mike claimed them. Bob was gonna get rid of them and scrap them, and Mike said, no, those are all my lifts, so you got all those,
Oh, no.
oh, yeah.
well, as long as we're making progress towards the fence, and then I'm gonna talk to Katie, I'll add that to my list about enforcement on
The plan, on
the
the,
PPI.
That's
thing.
fine.
Yes.
okay,
Well, you're talking to him about maybe you should talk to her about that, because if you're talking
Like
to
a
him
giant
about
junk magnet.
the casino, you might as well talk about the ball diamond, because if Katie and Jody haven't looked at that as an enforcement issue, I think they need to.
okay, I'm good with that. Okay, back to roads, no, recycling. I do, but going back to roads, I do believe we can do all of them, if the road commission can do them. The problem is, can they do all that work?
Do we
Not,
need-
not the money part of it.
Yeah.
Should we assign somebody to check with the road commission to see if they can do the site prep for the recycling
I'm
area?
gonna do
Oh,
that
okay.
tomorrow morning with Keith.
Okay.
Well, the good news on the recycling is we now have a baseline from which to judge whether there's any new styrofoam back there, because it's all gone now.
Where to go?
Have you seen how high the creek is?
Oh, you mean the crick took it away? Oh. I shouldn't laugh at that. So it got recycled. No, so I got pictures last week. Was that a current picture that I saw? It was posted on, and I have no idea how you know that, because I've been over there
It's had all.
3-4 times a week, and I do not see anything coming across the
And it
parking
had
lot.
all winter for stuff to blow, so
Yeah.
Is that
I
possible?
don't, I think that it's much to do about nothing. I mean, it's bad that there's any stuff getting in there, but the amount of stuff that likely is very small. And it's gonna get moved, so I think,
Okay, so what I'd like to do then is, we talked about doing this last year, is putting up some kind of short fence, at least in the interim, on the county property. That maybe would catch some of that stuff in that wide open area. My thing would be to put some posts in and only be up about 4 feet, and just get some 4-foot, not chicken, well, I guess you call it chicken wire.
Why don't you get snow fence? plastic snow
Cause
fence.
it's got big holes in it.
No, it doesn't. It's got holes in it like this.
The plastic stuff is, yeah, it's small.
The orange,
Oh.
they also make it
well,
in
let's
green.
put a green, not
What
orange.
about the wood lat snow? Right, that's not wrong.
I do.
That's a lot more attractive than orange. Looks like
Well, they make green of that snow
Oh,
fence too.
green.
Yeah,
a.
a beautiful forest green.
Well, I have some, I would donate some of that, I have some of that, it wouldn't take but
Then you can just pound in those.
10 posts,
stakes, yeah.
10 fence posts probably. By 5 footers, no, how tall is snow fence, 4 foot?
Yeah.
You're gonna want a 6 foot.
You're gonna want at least
post,
6 foot
a T-
post.
A T-post for sure.
Well, I mean, if we've got the ability to do that, I think it would be a good faith effort to show, we're not ignoring this, but I think.
No, and Jeff said it was alright if we did it last year, they got the okay to do that, I'd do it if someone helped me do it. We just go by the posts.
Put them in, it wouldn't take long.
I'll bring the tractor down and put it in.
This was the figure day, we'll get down
Yeah.
there. Matt and I'll come down and help you, Dave.
Yeah,
You will?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm gonna take.
I wanna drive your tractor.
Not hard to do.
For the new Instagram.
I pushed,
Yeah.
the
Very
reason I
grammable.
say the tractor, because I pushed when the Lions had their fencing put up in the park, they asked me to come down. But they were trying to pound the posts in, and I said, let me bring a tractor down, what are you gonna do? I said, push them in.
It works.
You just get someone to hold the thing and take the bucket and push it down, it's only gotta go down a couple of feet. And I'm sure that's what over
Oh
there.
my gosh, you could probably, it was like butter down there.
Throw it.
Okay, so I'll figure out how many we need, what, 10, 15 feet of 10 feet apart. I would guess, probably don't need 10
Yeah,
poles.
and the only time that really gets, is if the wind is
If
blowing
it's
and they
windy.
empty.
And it only needs to be that area between the 2 drives and a little bit up by the building, and then hopefully that, if that curtails 50% of it, it would be good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because I don't wanna keep reading about it or someone call me on Facebook and,
yeah. Well, the sooner we can get the thing set up at the road commission, the better.
okay.
I agree, and we'll just.
Okay, recycling PLA Community Collaboration Report. That was, Joe, right?
Yes.
Joe had a meeting today, so I talked to him at noon, and he wasn't gonna be
Apparently, there's lots of room for improvement,
in what?
community collaboration.
Yeah, there's a big list last time.
Did I miss the list?
No,
I wasn't at the
everybody
meeting,
got
that's
the
when
list.
I had no power.
Was there a list? Oh, I.
It's a really long.
Those lists, they have a copy.
Okay.
Doesn't-
No, never, okay.
It's very long.
New business, community yard waste center.
Correct. This was an idea you wanted brought forth before the board based on one of our taxpayers.
That can go next to the recycling.
It
Is
could.
is that enough of a memory jog for you?
No, go ahead. I don't remember.
So you had an individual from the community, in.
Oh, that's right, yard waste, I'm sorry.
Yep.
A place to put scrap not metal, wood, clippings, yard stuff, to compost it. Like, have a community
Leaves.
compost, leaves, brush. Where you cut some down and they don't have any place to dispose of it, a place on township property somewhere.
Maybe it's not very.
Which wouldn't be a bad idea, except that who's gonna police the thing?
Well, I can tell you they have issues in Arcadia with their site, because people dump stuff there and then people have to go clean it up.
Blocks.
And the other thing is, at some point, when you, have something like that, if the state finds out about it, I believe you have to get it permitted. I don't know if it's a volume thing or a threshold thing and stuff. It's something we need to look into before that. Although I will say, lots of people drive up Purple Wrath and dump their yard waste over the banks and on the
Correct,
side. and down
as they
the
do.
ditch.
Round about some of the, property that we have, particularly off Gear Road.
So is that a yes or no? Do we wanna look into it?
We don't have a motion.
No, is there enough, do we wanna look into it, or do we not, do we?
I don't wanna take that on until we get the recycling situated.
Yeah,
Cause maybe if the recycling thing was up there and it's big enough, you could have it
yeah.
somehow there and it turns into a disaster and then I'll say that's enough. I don't know.
We would have to ask the road commission if we'd be allowed to have it.
The village dumps all their stuff at the sewer ponds, so if you go in that road off of Millark Road, they pick up all this debris and there's a big compost pile in there. But they do it. It's not, no people are not driving it.
If we had it, you might have to say like, there's a certain time that it's open, so somebody's there to watch the notice.
Yeah, as soon as you post that, then that person goes, oh, that's the only time you're there. That's good. I can bring my stuff up and just dump it.
I just, like, you see trailers with old cement blocks.
Okay.
and
Well, we can talk about it some more today.
Washing machines. See,
Well, if that recycle center actually goes through with the county doing all the other stuff, you could have all that stuff. Computers, washing machines, refrigerators
where's that gonna fall in?
at our recycling center, if it ever gets there. If we ever get the money.
Where's that?
What?
Fairgrounds?
No, up at the, up on 9 Mile.
Oh, nine.
If we actually got money
Yeah,
to put
Is
the
that allowed
building.
in the agreement? The PA, isn't it PA 69, the PA,
Is what allowed.
people bringing the washing machines and
If you are,
refrigerators, et
if you
cetera?
are
I think
set
the
up for it.
county can recycle whatever they want to recycle.
Oh, the county.
If it's a kind of recycling effort, so yeah, it would be, it'd have to be. Yes, okay, MRA contract.
So you have in your packet, the MRA contract, we get this every year. And they are asking, I think it's the same exact amount, $4,050 for us to contribute. And they send a nice little letter thanking us for giving them that much money. I think they did 75 activity registrations, which is 40 participants. So if you have one child that participates in 2 things, that's 2 activity registrations, only one child, obviously. What
They
else?
do offer scholarships, I think, for someone that can't afford
Yeah,
the fees.
yeah, they did 43. Residents in our township requested 3 scholarships. Together, we provided 43 scholarships totaling $1,560.
You know, if that's what we paid them last year, you don't even look it up.
You can look it up, but I feel like that's exactly
It's
that.
pretty close, I think.
And they do, which I do not include in the packet. If somebody wants to see it, here's a list of the participants. The reason it is not in the packet is these are all minor children with their addresses. No.
That's a no-no, right? I mean, to put that out there.
It is a no-no for this clerk.
Yeah. I don't think I would-
I will not be contributing
Okay,
that information.
I believe it is the same as last year.
Well, that's right, you're on the board. Mr. Kiefer, board member.
4,100. So it's a little less.
There you go.
Sale.
Got a bonus.
someone making a motion?
I'll make a motion, we enter the agreement with the Manistee Recreation Association.
I'll second that.
Okay, second, any other discussion? You want to list the amount?
$4,050.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, that's carried. Laserfish.
So at the budget work session, we talked about migrating Laserfish to the cloud and it got put in the budget and I got the documents today with all the amounts and stuff. So I would, I emailed them out real late. I just got them literally like 3:45, but it's their standard boilerplate master agreement. And they're responsible for, migrating everything over and getting it up and running and making sure everybody's able to access it and what have you. So I would move, or recommend that we approve that so we can get that going.
Is there a dollar amount?
It was, originally it was like, net of our credit for our existing, service contract. It was like 7,900 a month or 2 pass, so it's like 8,000.
Does it say it on this agreement? I was trying to look at it.
So it's $8,069.01. And then the ongoing recurring cost is about 5,300,
A year?
which is a little more than we pay now. Well, actually, it would be, It's 25.20 for Laserfish, it's 22.95 for the support, and it's 500 for the learning center on the Laserfish, which we don't need every year, but I think we need to get people up to speed on how to use it, so it's useful.
So Ed, out of curiosity, on the agreements that you emailed, what paragraph shows the dollar? I just blind.
So it's the second page of the addendum. One is like the boilerplate master agreement, and then there's the,
There's a master services agreement,
Right
which is
here.
all the,
and then it's the other one right there.
Maybe
Should have been two attachments.
yeah, the one attachment I have, I only see one. Oh, forget it. Wait a minute. Got it.
You
So,
wanna see it on paper?
no, I've got it now.
Okay.
It's just, I was only seeing the signature side, and because I saw the signature side, I thought that was the last page. I'm like, where's the number? Okay.
Okay. You make a motion, do we have a second?
I'll make the motion, we approve it.
Second. Cindy, any other discussion by anybody? You wanna have the amount in there, Ed, and say it's $8,069.01?
Sure.
oops.
Okay. I guess all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried.
I would move that we pay the bills.
Thanks.
Yes.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Where we go, regular correspondence?
Yep, so we received a courtesy notice, which is required by the Zoning Enabling Act, that Arcadia Township has begun their master planning process. Because we're contiguous with them, they have to notify us.
Okay. That it?
That's it.
Okay, public comment. No?
Everybody gone.
Everybody's done, nobody online? Okay, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting then.
Great.